manipulative tendencies of the Fulanis to divide and sow seed of discord among brethren have not started today. This could be traceable to the rift between Akintola and Awolowo in the southwest.
If you are destined to be great, the moment you are born, your enemy have seen your star, and they will look for every means to crumble it. This thing I'm talking about describe human life, but it's also applicable to nation. The moment Nigeria was born, I can say in 1960, and we hit ground running, almost country around the world, they are almost all of them, they are envying us, especially when we discover oil in Nigeria, when every region started developing in their own pace. Southwest here, we have our television station before France, the first television station in the whole Africa. We have it before France. So all this kind of a thing, free education, free health services, all this kind of a thing is giving some people sleepless night. That these people that they just started, look at the pace, look at how they are moving forward fast. Let me quickly take you to Libya. This morning I was reading the documentary of what happened when Muammar Gaddafi was a Libya president. When I read about 14 points, you will see that they have turned Libya to heaven. It's like when you are living or you are a citizen of a Libya, you are living in heaven. Free education, free health services. If you are married, they give you money to go and purchase your house. Free interest loan. Mention it. Almost everything at cheap, zero foreign debt with about $130-something billion external reserve. When you look at a country flourishing like this, all this Western world, they will not be able to sleep like this. What is happening in this place? Having the world largest irrigation to provide water in the deserts. Honestly speaking, is giving them sleepless nights. The same thing that's happened in this place. Southwest, we are moving in a pace that they don't understand. And what happened? Before you call Jack Robinson, they scatter Awolowo and Akintola the way they did in Ilorin. When Afanja entered, when Afanja wanted to overtook the land of Ilorin from Alafin, he invited Fulani, and they took over, and the Fulani used their cunning way to take over Ilorin. They still use the same way in the 60s. Coming in between Awolowo and Akintola, Akintola embraced Northern Party to dislodge us in this place. And that was the beginning of the problem of Nigeria. If to say they leave us and we continue with that pace, Nigeria will have become Dubai for a very long time. Imagine a society where you have free education, free health services, and it doesn't stop other developmental projects. First television station, Liberty Stadium, universities, all of them. Within how many years now? Just look at it. How many years that regional system of government, how many years does it last?
Lasted.
It's not too long before we achieve all those things. Go and look at the legacy of Awolowo in order to do dry investments. Up to this moment, those properties that Awolowo left behind, they are still stand there. Go to Ibadan. You see them. You see Cocoa House. You see Liberty Stadium. They are still there. They are still there. The first skyscraper that Amadou Bello came and he said, Awolowo, you are the one that built this one. He said, I must develop my own side too. He makes sure that he replicated what he saw in that place. So, who told you that if you are developing in that way, there could not be LT competition and assistance? We are interdependent. Nigeria will have developed independent. But what happened? Enemy came in. Division between Awolowo. They make sure that we don't understand ourselves. The first problem we have was when Awolowo wanted to have political agreement with Sivsik that that Awolowo sent his designate to Asaba. Before they reach there, Sivsik has went to join Fulani to accept Governor General, a toothless dog. Everybody was amazed. But what's the meaning of this? Because when we first did our election, there was no region that have enough candidate to form majority in the house. So that was why Awolowo invited Sisi. Me and you, we are enlightened. We should be ruling them, not them ruling us. But before you call that corruption Fulani, they have used our brain. That was one of the first way where we miss it. Now we are enjoying our regional system of government out of ignorance or the division of enemy. Everything was collapsed, and we say we want unification. That unification was the beginning of Nigeria problem. So, like I said, if you are born to be, for a purpose, enemy also will have known. Jesus Christ was born for a purpose, and immediately he was born, Herod knew about it, and he make attempts to kill the baby, if not for the God. So, if you are not well protected, your destiny is not well protected, or you are not listening enough, you will not go to where you are going. Nigeria is destined to be great. This country you are looking at is destined to be great. But unfortunately, as time goes on, we got it wrong, and that's why we find ourselves where we are today.
Now, with this recent development and the subtle move by the Fulanis to extend Islamization through Sharia, while some Yorubas are still buying into the idea, haven't forgotten the past or history. Could we be said that history might repeat itself again?
Ah, Yoruba will say one kick burúkú lẹ́nu abọ́ rẹ̀. I will not here to confess negativity. I will not here to support negatives. So I will always stand positive, and I don't pray for any bad history to repeat itself. But more than that, that's why I'll call on people and still remind them how enemy have used their evil genus to scatter us, to divide us, so that we will not get into our promised land. They should remember that we lost the lorry. They should remember that through enemy cunning movement, they dislodged, they discarded the most prosperous system of government and the regime in our side, which is regional system of government that we are practicing in those days. So our eyes, I think that two instance is enough for us to open our eyes and make sure that the history is not repeat itself. So that's why I'm calling on all the people that are concerned, like OPC, that they should go and rekindle the fire of the OPC. They should go back to the golden age of OPC and gather boys, the volunteers. All this excuse that Baba is giving, that he's waiting for governor's support. He didn't wait for governor support that time before the fire of OPC was burning that time. He should go and put off the agbada white garment. He should put on a military regalia, so that the Fulani will know that Ogun Tidebode and Yoruba, we are ready for war. This time around, the war we are going to fight is not going to be in the city, it's going to be in the forest. So every people that need to be wake up, they need to be wake up. Hunter Association of Yoruba, the Hunter Association in Yoruba land, they should rise up. OPC, they should rise up. Igboho boys, they should rise up and forget about segments, so that we will be able to, form a formidable force against any attempt to bring Yoruba into comatose. And talking about Syria, that one is a gunner. There's nothing anybody can do about it. And these people, they shot themselves in the leg. What do they want to do? There is nothing like Syria court. It is only an act of law that can establish a court. It is only House of Assembly of a state that can enact Sharia, that will make it to be a law binding something. You know, there are some law that we follow that we are not bound to follow it. Like in your church, your pastor say you should not wear shorts. You must always be wearing trousers. You should not wear short sleeves. You should always be. That one, there is no legal that bind it. You subject yourself to it. There are so many marriages that church has conducted, and it stands like that. No law that banned it. So if you carry that kind of a marriage that happen in that category, you carry it to court, they will tell you, well, in the face of law, you are not married because you don't stand in the presence of government and they bind you. So that's what is going to happen. Likewise, that area arbitration panel that they are trying to establish is not backed by law. You are not bound to go there.
It's just to send some panic about
Thank you. So, riding it, like we want to do inauguration, we want to do emancipation. All those one, they are just a way to make themselves to be popular, or to just call unnecessary attention. Ordinarily, in our society, we have some non-governmental factor that determine how we live our life. It's not only Muslim or Christian, also traditional worshipper. When they have issue, they have their own way of settling it. The Babalawos, the Herbalists, the Ogbonis. When Ogboni have issue, unless you find them in court, they settle it among themselves. So who now said that Muslims should not have done something like that? But when you give it a name that is not bearing, you call it court. Is it court? It's not court. It's just an arbitrary panel. What they want to do at Oyo, it has been in existence in Lagos State since 2002. Do you hear anything about it? Because you are not forced to go there. If those people invite you, you may decide not to go there. If you go there, they give you instruction, you may decide not to follow it. But because of two things, they give it name that it doesn't bear, and because they have tendency of creating effort, they have this violence tendency. That's why people are afraid of them. Let me tell you, when I first hear about Sharia law in Yoruba land, I don't see any big deal in it. It's your Sharia law. Go and answer them when they call you. It's your Sharia arbitration panel. Will they subject me to Sharia arbitration panel? Do I look like a Taju or Akimu? No. But because we know we know that they have tendency of violence. And it's another way of luring Yoruba into problem. The extremists among Muslims, they will want to impose it on non-Muslim. Before you call Jack Robinson now, they will be carving a particular region for themselves. That this is a Sharia governed environment. You cannot drink here, you cannot smoke here, you cannot nothing. So all kind of a thing. And if you allow it to grow, it will cause problems. So that's why I support people that are calling for its total cancellation in Yoruba land, so that we will not plant,
distorted seed.
yes, that will consume the whole southwest.